लैंड कंपेंसेशन के साथ खातेदारों को इतना लाइवलीहुड सपोर्ट मिलेगा ऐसा सोचा नहीं था।
It wasn't easy, but we knew we were on the right path. The idea was to create a role model.
शुरू में स्थानीय काश्तकारों को यह विश्वास नहीं था कि इतनी बड़ी कंपनी इनके बीच में आकर इतना बड़ा प्रयास इनकी उन्नति के लिए करेगी।
We are committed to make a lasting difference, create sustainable livelihood beyond compliance.
Whenever a massive infrastructure initiative is envisioned, thousands of eyes sink with fear and a helpless resolve, because for them, development has often meant suffering and destruction for benefiting others. In 2008, with its Falodi Palotra Ramji Ki Gold Road project, RIDCOR decided it was time to transform this thought. Committed to make a meaningful and lasting difference to the lives of the 10,000 project-affected people from 47 villages spread along the 287-kilometer road, the company decided to incorporate income generation schemes in its resettlement action plan and go beyond the Land Acquisition Act and follow the spirit of NRRP guidelines.
The board of IL&FS in 1995 adopted Environmental and Social Report called as ESR. The ESR ensured that environmental and social issues were mainstreamed in IL&FS's project development cycle to add a value, to minimize risks, and to demonstrate some of the best practices which were not asked by the law of the land. The ESR in 2008 was expanded by IL&FS to its entire group of companies in the form of Environmental and Social Policy Framework or ESPF. RIDCOR is a joint venture between Government of Rajasthan and IL&FS, and so drawing inspiration from IL&FS's ESPF and taking support from the Government of Rajasthan, RIDCOR implemented this IGS on a scale not normally considered.
Rural Health Education Development Institute, READY, a proactive NGO, was selected to implement the plan, and Environment Management Center, EMC, an external agency, was given the responsibility of monitoring and evaluation independently. Together, they studied the project influence area rigorously for more than a year, family by family, village after village. All data collected was verified, cross-checked with rigor. In a culture so rich, diverse, and sensitive, a generic framework can offend people's sentiments, creating barriers and poor transmission of benefits.
यहाँ के लोग अपनी संस्कृति और परंपरा में इतने ढले हुए हैं कि अगर हम IGS को रिजिड एंटाइटलमेंट फ्रेमवर्क में करते तो हो सकता है हमारा ये काम प्रोजेक्ट फेल होता.
We had to understand their lives deeply because it concerned their lifestyles, their belief, their culture, and for that we had to make a lot of efforts thinking, rethinking everything in detail. Consultations after consultations with the PAPs, because that is what we thought was the right way to do it.
An extensive database of people was prepared with all cultural and socio-economic details. Categories were made on the basis of the extent of land lost and the vulnerabilities such as disabilities, widow-headed household, BPL, SC, ST, etc. A comprehensive IGS was developed through focus group discussions, livestock, agricultural training, technical support, and such deliverables were devised and allocated to the respective categories of people. But not everyone needed what was being offered. Raah Ram is a young man with 3 unmarried sisters. His innocent mind does not understand the complexities of everyday life. Penaram and Akhi Devi, his parents, take the family from one day to another by cultivating bajra in a small piece of land they have. Giving up portions of this land for the development of the road, therefore, has made them severely vulnerable to threats and uncertainties of the future. In critical and delicate cases like these, a rigid entitlement framework cannot assure a sustainable livelihood or a secure future. Road development has little meaning and significance in the lives of many such families where every day is a new struggle. For them, there would have been no hope had the IGS not been customized to suit their unique needs. It was crucial to accommodate each of such several challenging cases if a real difference had to be made. Therefore, after a lot of thought and assessment, the needs of each family were addressed through adaptations and adjustments and an expanded list of offerings, yet ensuring that the budgets allocated were intact. Understanding that knowledge is empowerment, the company chose to empower all the people of the area and not just those classified as project-affected people. With all the training given to the agriculturists of the region earnestly, the idea was to serve the region going beyond the project boundaries.
हमारे यहाँ सोइत्रा तब हुई मीटिंग.
At Soitra, the agricultural training was open for all farmers. We were taught how to make organic compost right within our farms. This saves us a lot of money and gives us better yields. We were also shown how to use special injections to boost gum production from kumat trees. We sell this produce in nearby markets and earn good revenue. Just around the monsoon, we were given hybrid seeds of bajra. These are high quality seeds, much better than the ones we are used to, and it has increased production this year.
हमको उपज मिले हैं, उसके जो प्रोग्रेस हमको मिला है, मतलब पैसा देने से कुछ फायदा नहीं है, हमको प्रशिक्षण देने से हमको फायदा है.
पहले तो हम उदयपुर गए थे.
The Udaipur training was a residential training completely sponsored by Redcore. Here, we were told about a lot of good agricultural practices. We were also taught techniques of aloe vera cultivation, and we think it's a promising source of revenue. Our youngsters are being taught driving, while the ladies are being trained in handicraft such as Ari and Kashida work.
इसलिए हमारे को फायदा है रेडकोर कंपनी का.
In a land of illiteracy, devoid of a vast pool of contemporary know-how, training was indispensable before material assets were to be handed over. Skills were needed to be developed so as to make the machines meaningful and hence support the livelihoods. At the time of computer training, Saularam, the only literate youth in his village, lost his brother. Today, mere survival of his family depends on him. But training has brought him hope and determination.
ये कंप्यूटर ट्रेनिंग मैंने इस रेडकोर कंपनी की वजह से ली और इनसे मेरे को आशा है कि रोजगार कमाने लायक बना हूँ.
प्रभु सिंह जी, आपको कंप्यूटर ट्रेनिंग से क्या क्या फ़ायदा?
इस कंप्यूटर सीखने से बाद में हमें गांव में छोटी मोटी कंप्यूटर की ट्रेनिंग सेंटर खोल देंगे. मैं एक अध्यापक हूं, अध्यापक के नाते ट्रेनिंग सेंटर खोल दूंगा, तो यहाँ के जो बेरोज़गार जो छात्र हैं वो भी कंप्यूटर सीख लेंगे. 10वीं है, 12वीं पास कुछ लोग हैं तो वो कंप्यूटर भी सीख लेंगे. उसके बाद में ग्राम पंचायत का, स्कूलों का, अन्य भी जो काम है, लाइट बिल, बिजली बिल और पानी के बिल जो आ रहे हैं, या फिर और भी कोई कार्यक्रम है कंप्यूटर द्वारा ई मित्र कैस्ट्रल योजना भी मैं फ़ायदे इसका ले सकता हूँ. कंप्यूटर ट्रेनिंग के बारे में ये सिखाने से हमारे आजीविका का साधन हो गया. जैसे मुआवजा दिया है, मुआवजा तो पैसे ख़त्म हो जाते हैं, इसके हमारे आजीवन का एक सीख हो गई, जहाँ हम कंप्यूटर सीख कर हमारा आजीविका का पूरा जीवन का साधन बना सकते हैं।
To measure the difference made and fill in any gaps in its thoughts or efforts, Ridcor gave every person an identity card. For the first time in their life, they discovered the joy of having one's identity. For many, it became the proof of their existence in railway bookings and government offices. If a small and inexpensive gesture sometimes can touch lives so deeply, imagine what carefully crafted ideas and efforts can bring about.
मेरी राय में यह केवल IGS प्रोग्राम नहीं है, बल्कि स्थानीय काश्तकारों में कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग मिशन है। इस मिशन के तहत हम अपने सीमित साधनों से सरकारी योजनाओं के समन्वय के साथ अधिक से अधिक काश्तकारों का फ़ायदा पहुंचाने की कोशिश करेंगे।
Ridcor has decided to reinvent the means of a sustainable livelihood and redefine infrastructure development going beyond land-based compensations. As life in the region is being rejuvenated with hope and empowerment through the IGS, it is time we recognize the value of this pioneering endeavor and help better it for the greater good.
If you are determined to better people's lives, which is what development means, then and only then you can sustain that development. Looking to the social obligation of the corporate setup, particularly in IL&FS with the Ridcor and Government of Rajasthan, what we see that there is more requirement of responsiveness of the companies towards society, so that the section of the society which are deprived of certain minimum requirements of life, they are provided to them, and an earnest effort is made so that they can also join the main development stream of the country. With this IGS scheme of Ridcor, which we have implemented, we have seen that many sectors which we can introduce at large, the canvas can still be expanded to infinity, and we can see and we can make sure that each and every person of the country is provided with all the minimum basic requirements of education, health, and to serve his minimum bare needs to have a proper and a better life.